Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Coffee Time with Tommy C. Got some big news. Gun Cannon 15, big long supporter of this channel. He was in the Binghamton area. Actually, I think that's where he's from. And the Senators have their affiliate in Binghamton, New York. And the St. John Ice Caps were there. And guess who was playing? Mr. John Scott was dressed and playing. He's got some pictures. And he got some autographs. And he let us know about the support that we were giving John and the channel. And John supposedly said, "Thank you very much for the support," and congratulated me on the babies. And on top of that, Mr. Gun Cannon is apparently got some autographs for me, or I'm going to say it's for the channel. And he's sending them to Germany as soon as he can. And big shout out to Gun Cannon. Great job. And thank you, thank you, thank you very much. And I think what I'm going to do, if that's the case, I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. John Scott's agent. No promises. He's a pretty hot commodity, and getting it would probably be a tall order, but I think it's worth it if he's mildly aware. I don't know how tech savvy he is. I don't know if he knows anything about the NHL community or the internet community. On a interview I saw, he says he wasn't really sure who Greg Wyshynski was, that he heard it was a blogger that started the whole John Scott for the All-Star Game fiasco, or what turned out to be super great in the end. But I'm going to give it a shot. I don't know, the worst I can say is no, and maybe get him on for 15 minutes or so. Might be a tall order. Maybe, maybe when the whole thing dies down, we can get him on. So we're going to reach out to him. Thank you, Gun Cannon and Mr. Gun Cannon. I really want to hear the story. Sunday, right after the Stadium Series versus the Minnesota North Stars, I guess. That's right, I said North Stars because that's what their uniform looks like, are playing the Chicago Blackhawks. We're going live with the Shot from the Point live episode, a special where we review the Stadium Series game, which we did for the Winter Classic, so we'll be doing that for the Stadium Series as well. The other thing I want to talk about is Dennis Wideman's situation. I'm pretty confused by this whole thing because Gary Bettman, I'm not surprised that he came out and said, the 20-game suspension, and I'm not surprised that this is going to arbitration. What I am surprised about is the frightening power that the National Hockey League has over its players. A personal text message was actually used in the report to sort of show Wideman as being, guilty. And the text message says just this: "The only reason I'm in this position is because the stupid referees and the stupid media." Well, that is not a mission of guilt that he knocked the referee out. It just is. I don't know. I guess it's designed to make him look bad, and if anything, it makes the NHL look bad in my eyes. What did they go into personal text messages for? And what does this say as people that are employed by corporations? We have to hand over our personal text messages? On what ground? What legal grounds are they allowed to take your text messages? Now, I know there's a Tom Brady situation, and maybe he thought by handing over the text message that he'll get a better deal on arbitration, which he might. But of course, my biggest concern over this thing is not whether Dennis Wideman did it or not, is whether this particular case, which seems to be bungled from ignoring the spotter on Dennis Wideman's spot, from the Calgary Flames bench not forcing Wideman to go into a quiet room for no other reason. Let's say he did it on purpose, for no other reason than to give yourself somewhat of an alibi why you actually knocked this referee down. And I do believe that Wideman was legitimately concussed. I do, but it's really irrelevant right now. And as far as his comment with the text message, the stupid referees, well, it's not a nice thing to say, but that's the organization, the referees union put the pressure on the NHL, and this is really just a gift to the referees in a lot of ways. That's not inaccurate. That doesn't mean he did it on purpose. And the other comment, the stupid media, well, I think the media has been overwhelmingly fair with Dennis Wideman. Social media has been pretty brutal. So, it actually is kind of a true statement, and it doesn't admit any wrongdoing. I find it bizarre that Gary Bettman even introduced this or made this public knowledge. They're allowed to go through your text messages. Do you want that? Can your employer do that to you legally? Apparently, that's the NHLPA's got to do a better job. That should not be allowed. These players are allowed to bitch and moan and complain about their suspensions without them being used against them in an arbitration situation or to be convicted by the media. I had somebody send me look what Wideman says. You see, there you go. It doesn't prove anything. It just proves Wideman's upset about being suspended, and he blames the referees union and the media. And he is not. It's not an admission of guilt. It's actually kind of just the way he feels. And I don't know if it's that inaccurate. So, all right, thank you, everybody, for coffee time with Tommy C. I'll see you guys Sunday right after the Stadium Series game, Minnesota North Stars. That's right, I said North Stars versus Chicago Blackhawks. We're going live right afterwards, not 9 p.m. Eastern Standard like we normally do. Leave your comments, likes, dislikes, and stuff below. Thank you very much, Gun Cannon. Hope to hear from you live soon. I'll be patching you through as soon as I see. So thank you very much. John Scott, Dennis Wideman, Stadium Series games, Minnesota North Stars. That's right, I said North Stars. And Chicago Blackhawks. See you Sunday, everybody. Peace.
Tailor-made razor blade, cut of the cloth as a gladiator with